You'll be stuck in the market for a very long time. If it is futures market too, you'll be facing a lot of challenge with liquidation. And sometimes you see people sharing their results, talking about making huge sums of money, and all what you only see in the market is frustration, confusion, disturbance, and sleepless nights in the market. Sometimes all what you see is depression. And some of these things are too deeply attacked in such that they really worries your thoughts and understand about the entire market. You find it very difficult to scope to get the concepts and then also ask yourself, why is it that this same market that they claim it's working is not working for me? The question is why. So this morning, as we've gathered here, we are about 18 people here. So I'm going to take time. I'm not going to speed up the session. I'm going to take time for us to have interesting discussions for us to use this opportunity to open or have an insight about the market. Then it's what the market is about. If you are a beginner, one of the questions that most traders have been asking, if I'm a beginner, how do I navigate the market? Where should I start from? What should I learn as a beginner? And even with the different forms of markets, how do I take advantage over any of these markets to make profits? Right. So this morning, this is going to be the tasks we are going to perform, the discussion we are going to have, then also few things in addition to whatever we will discuss today. And all these things, you would also be given the opportunity to ask the questions. Okay. So first, I really love to touch a little part of traders mindset or traders knowledge when it comes to beginner session, and especially with traders understanding about the market. Okay. So like I rightly said, as a beginner, mostly if like you're a beginner, as I was once a beginner, the only thoughts that mostly we all have is you have to make the money. And especially with regards to Royal Kill, it's to simplify trading for you. So the question is, why do you still complicate, or why are things so complicated for you such that even the consistent profit that you have to make is becoming too difficult? Do you get it? Now, I may attribute this to many things, but in all one. First, when it comes to trading, as a beginner, you battle with what we call psychology. Okay, so mostly one thing that as a beginner, a mindset that you have to first grab as a beginner is that you can never get the results. Listen, the word I'm using, I'm very cautious of it, that don't expect to get the results equally as what someone or someone with an experience in the market to be getting. It's normal for you to get the result that the person is getting, but with time, you guys can never be the same. And I'll always continue to say this, that someone that has been long in the market has got good experience and different ways of battling and handling the market in diverse ways as compared to you. So it will take you some time for you to learn all those skills, right? But you will need the necessary mentors, the necessary message, and the instructors to guide you to ensure that you can be able to grow in this industry. Okay, so basically, we have the spot market, the futures market. If for a beginner, how do you start and how do you make sure that you are doing the right thing? And how will you even know that you are doing the right thing? So let me first share my screen for us to have this simple discussion. I guess you guys are with me. Okay. So now let's start from somewhere. If we're a beginner, how do you start? Especially when it comes to beginner friendly class or beginner class, what I've been saying is that first seek knowledge. Okay, learn to seek knowledge. Don't be so excited whenever you make money. All right, guys. Okay, so let's continue. Let me make someone either a host or a co-host so that Mercy, let me make you a co-host so that in case the network jam me out, you can assist me. So I'll make you the host so that you make me a co-host instead. Okay. All right. So very good. You can equally select other Afonso is here. You can make um a co-host so that in case the network misbehave. All right. Thank you. Okay. So guys, let's proceed. So as I was rightly saying, as a beginner, the first question is how do you navigate the markets? Do you even understand the three concepts lesson that you need to know as a beginner in the crypto market or in the financial markets? If you refuse to grab these concepts, you may always be the type that you chase signals. But let me tell you this: if you're a beginner, don't be so interested in chasing signals. I've always been saying this: signals are meant for people who have no idea about the market, and signals is based on people's belief and ideology. Notwithstanding, you can also produce your own signals. The reason why it is very uncommon and then also uncalled for to be trading people's signals is this. Now, remember, the person would have to analyze the signal himself. Sometimes he or she may not even be trading the signal. That is the first caution. Maybe he may be trading, but he would have to set up his trade before you drop the signals. The other part of it is that if there is any caution that this trader would have to pause the trade or stop the trade, if the trader has signal out that that particular signal wouldn't work anymore, it may affect you. So signal is something that it should be from your own personal belief system, your personal decision, and you can only be able to analyze the chart when you know the when and how to analyze the chart. So recent, um, Coach Mo led in teaching about candlestick anatomy or candlestick pattern, and the purpose of this lesson was to ensure that traders can be able to speak the language of the market, and your ability to speak the language of the market also matters a lot, right? So after you being able to understand the pattern of the candlestick, the question is what is next? Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, so basically take your notebook or your pen and your paper. Paper wouldn't help you. As a trader, you need a notebook. Okay, as a trader, you need a notebook or a notepad, which may be a digital notepad where you'll be documenting all your vital information. So these are the three core main lessons that every trader should make sure that he can be able to embark on. The first part of it is what is technical analysis. Technical analysis. Okay. The second part of it is fundamental analysis. Fundamental analysis. And then the last part of it is what is sentimental analysis. All right. Okay, so now having these three common mindsets or three common lessons, a trader will be able to learn, and understand all that it takes to do it, to be able to navigate the market. So for instance, when it comes to technical analysis as an example, this is where the trader will be able to learn things relating to market analysis. Okay, how to analyze the markets. That is the first thing. So after you've been able to understand candlesticks as part of technical analysis lessons, the next thing that you should be able to consider is how to draw your support and what resistance. As a beginner, these are the basic lessons that you do. You need how to draw support and resistance. So first, let me get back into the chat box. How many of you can draw support and resistance? If you can draw support and resistance, drop one in the chat. How many of you can draw support and resistance? This is beginner class, so don't be shy if you can't draw. It is normal. How many of you can draw support and resistance? If you can draw, drop one. If you cannot draw, drop two. If you can draw support and resistance, drop one. If you can't, drop two. Yes. How many of you can draw support and resistance? Mind you, these are the foundation, the basis of trading. Okay. After being able to learn and understand the candlesticks, you should be able to know how to draw support and resistance. So that's the reason why I'm asking, how many of you can draw support and resistance? This is beginner class, so don't feel shy to give an answer. That is when you saw your sickness, that is when you are able to get the necessary medication. Okay, so how many of you can draw support and resistance? If you can draw, drop one. If you can't, drop two. So far, only three people are giving me an answer here. Only three people are giving answers to the question. Only three people, four people are giving answers to the question. If you can draw, drop one. If you can't, drop two. If you can draw, drop one. If you can't, drop two. Okay. Okay. So I have three people so far who cannot draw support and what resistance. I have three people so far who cannot draw support and resistance. So let's make it our mandate to do or to take these people through this ideology of how they can be able to draw support and resistance. Right. Okay. So now let's consider this. So as a trader, then the next thing that you also need to know is about your trading view. And I believe Coach Mo has led that session already. All right, so don't mind my environment. I'm presently not at home. I want to visit a site. Okay. So all right, let's proceed. Okay. So now let's go to trading view. Let's go to trading view. So for the sake of my colleagues, we will learn how to draw support and resistance. For the sake of my three fellows, let's guide them to draw support and resistance. Let me know who can lead the three fellows to draw support and resistance very nicely. Who can lead the three fellows to draw support and resistance? I want the class to be very collaborative class. Who can lead the three fellows to draw support and resistance very nicely? Who can lead them? Who can lead them for me? Yes. Who can lead the fellows to draw support and resistance? Yes. Do I have anyone? Do I have anyone? Do I have anyone? Okay. So now let's quickly embark on this exercise. You already have your trading view. Now, listen, I'm taking this class from a beginner perspective. Trading view is free. If you wish, listen, trading view is free. There is a free version of it and there is a premium version of it. If you wish to go on a premium version, the benefit of the premium version is not to give you anything automatic, but rather to add up more information that you need to know. That is all. Okay, so it increases the opportunity or your information level. That is all. Notwithstanding, you can use the free version to do anything you want to do using TradingView. So if you want to analyze any asset, for for instance, you are talking about support and what resistance. Now, the idea of support and resistance is to ensure that a trader doing technical analysis will be able to know the base and then the up of what or the roots and then the top of what of a market. When I say the root and the top, I mean the basis where we say the ceiling and then the floor end of what of a market. It is believed that every market that we see has the foundation, and every market that we see have got an ending point. That is what in trading we call it the support and then what resistance. I believe my three fellows are following. Mind you, this is beginners class, so I am just tapping on certain corners that may be more apprehendable for every individual to be able to do it, understand. So Myra and then also Petra, as well as C. I guess you guys are with me. So fellows, let's help them. Now, if you want to draw support and resistance, first you must have the idea of support. So when we say support, support simply means that the grounding or the floor part of the market where the last price reached, and then also the ceiling point is where the final or the last price reached, or the highest price on what on a chart. Then the lowest price on what on the chart is what we call as the support. Right. So for instance, let's click on the chart. Okay. So now let me switch it off to chat first. Candles. Okay. All right. Now we have Solana. Okay, on this particular chart. What we are saying is that we could have the highest price and then the lowest price. So on this particular chart, we assume that we want an area, having this particular chart here, we want an area on a chart where we could easily identify our resistance zone. When we say the resistance zone, the highest price so far Solana has been able to do or to reach. And then when we say the resistance, sorry, when we say the support, the lowest area the price has been able to do or to reach is what we are terming as the support zone. But then having this particular candle, one of the easiest way a beginner, so I'm talking from the perspective of beginners, okay, one of the easiest way a beginner can draw support and resistance is to do this, is to first understand the different types of what of charts. So first, when you come here, when you click on these three dots, I believe Myra, C, and then also Petra, you guys are following. When you click here, over here there is chart type. We have different types of what of charts. Okay, so what I've been saying that as a beginner, the easiest way you can draw support and resistance is by converting your candles into lines. So first you click on the chart type. We have different forms of chart type here. We have the lines, we have volume, we have hollow candles, and then also many more. So select line. Okay, line. Now the exact candle that we got there is the exact candle that we are having here. So if I switch it off to candles, it's the same thing. Okay, if I switch everything off to candles, it's the same thing. So for instance, let's go back and then switch it off to lines. Very good. Having this here, this is the exact point that we're having. Over here, this line indicates the highest price on the chart. Then this line indicates the lowest price on the chart. So as a beginner, if I want to draw support and resistance, the easiest way I could draw my support and resistance is to convert my chart into what? Into lines. Let me know if it's clear. Are you following? 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 Okay, very good. Very good. Very good. All right. Okay, so now Myra, listen. Petra, listen. My C, you to listen, including everyone here. Listen to me. So the discussion is simple. you are to simplify and draw a very simple support and resistance here. And when we talk of the support and resistance, first we are talking about two important areas or zones on the chart. An area where the highest price got to, and then an area where the lowest price got to. Okay, so having this here, you could easily determine by drawing the lines. How do you do that? You take your pencil, your drawing tool. Okay, you take this drawing tool here, you grab it very nicely, then you come to tools or trend lines. So over here, you are going to use what you call the horizontal line. This, you are going to draw two or more horizontal lines to first identify your support zone and your resistance zone on the chart. So let's quickly do that together. So we click on horizontal. Now let's place it very nicely. So you grab it, simple, good. Now I've drawn the first base, which is the support, which simply means that the last time on our support on our chart here, the last price that we've seen on the chart was at a rate or price of 82.22 US dollars. Okay, that's the price of Solana. Mind you, it is Solana, SOL. So it simply means the lowest price that Solana could have been able to drop so far on our chart here is what is 82.22. Do you get it? 82.22. That is the lowest price so far that we've got on what on the chart. Now, let's pick go in for the highest price. Okay, so let's take our pencil, horizontal line. All right. Okay. So we have two lines here. What are they doing? One, they are showing us the support and resistance zones. So we can choose to do or change the colors. So let's quickly do that. Let me change the color. All right. So resistance zone is indicated as red. Then also my support zone is depicted as what as blue. So which simply means the highest price so far that from my resistance zone is what is 85.39. That has been my support zone and then my resistance zone or not on the chart. Let me see if you can do that. Can you do that? Myra, can you do that?
Okay, so I think the network has taken a presenter off again. So let's be a little bit patient with him and see if he can come back. Thank you. Okay, so according to our host, there is something very urgent that he has to attend to now. So he wouldn't be able to join us for today's class. But for the sake of I hope, please, can I be heard? Hello, can anyone hear my voice? Okay, so if I can be heard, then he said he had to attend to something very urgent now, so he can't join us for today's class. So for the sake of our three colleagues who don't understand the support and resistance, I'll try and share my screen and explain from my perspective how I understand the support and resistance so that you can also learn something from it. Then maybe we'll end there. Then hopefully we'll join the meeting tomorrow and continue from there. So I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so I hope my screen can be seen. So our brother was talking about support and resistance. And we all know that from the market, there are only two people in the market. We have the buyers and the sellers. So what happens is that the buyer supports the prices at the downside of the market. Then our sellers resist the price from the top side of the market. So when you come to your trading view, we are using this screen as an example. Render. Easily get your support and resistance line by changing the chart to um, the line chart. So what you do is you'd have to select the three dots here. Let me use a screenshot to explain. So you select these three dots here. Then you come to your chart type, this one. You click on the chart type. Then you select your line chart. And this is the line chart. So you realize that the chart has changed from the candlestick to the line chart. And so depending on the kind of trader you are and your higher time frame, you would have to draw your support and your resistance. And the easiest way to be able to draw is to get it in this chart type. Then you notice that there are a lot of V shapes in the market. When I talk about V shapes, I'm talking about this area. Let me screenshot it. The V shapes on the chart are basically the support areas, the V shapes. And the A shapes in the market are your resistance areas. That is this area. So to draw your support and your resistance, you'd have to use your higher time frame. And clearly you can see that from the current market, what we can see with our eyes, there is an A shape at this top. So you go to your pencil sign, look for your horizontal line, then place it on the A shape. You can at any point change the color by using the pencil symbol on the screen. So I can change it from blue to pink. That would be the line. sorry, my resistance line, and the V doing shift here. Using full time as my higher time frame, so I can use and change the colors to maybe green, be the resistance. Oh, sorry, the support area. And it's mostly advisable to use the current market. So currently you can see that the market is getting a bit closer. So this is the support, sorry, this is the resistance area, which is the A shape. And this is the support area, which is from the market. Please, three colleagues, I want to know if what I'm explaining is a bit clearer. Can I, from the chat, if what I'm explaining is understood? Oh, okay, okay, okay. Then I think I'm moving to and go back to my chart. All right, so just as I've been able to draw the support and the resistance here, you can equally draw as many support lines and resistance lines on the chart. But when you get the higher time frame, it is better to get it from the higher time frame. Then you can also go further to medium time frame, maybe the hour time frame, to also check whether the market is close to your support or your resistance. So you can see that from here, this green line, which is the support line that was drawn in the 4-hour time frame, you can see that in the 1-hour time frame too, the market is respecting that support level. I hope you get it. And you can also see that from this angle, the 1-hour time frame is also in line with the resistance level shown in the 4-hour time frame. So you can as well also zoom into the small 15-minute time frame and also do your. Oh, my network is also trying to misbehave. Oh, it's all gone. Okay, it's back. All right, so I think that was the. Let me just summarize what he was trying to teach us today. Then we will call it a day because he had to attend to something very urgent, and this was actually on plan from my end. So bear with me. All right, so when he started, he was trying to let us know that as a beginner, we have to know that um to be able to trade on your own and set your own signal for yourself without depending on others, you have to know three basic things, which is the technical analysis, you have to know your fundamental analysis, and also your sentimental analysis. And when it comes to the technical analysis, you have to know your candlesticks. And one leader took us through, I think, 2 weeks or last week, took us through the candlesticks patterns. And so when you get to understand the key patterns in the candlesticks and be able to identify it on your charts, it's one step or one step in the process. Then again, you have to understand, and the support is when I explain that our buyers in the market support the prices. When it talks about supporting the price, it means that they are trying to prevent the price to move further down of the market. And when you talk about the support, it is the sellers the resistance is the sellers who resist the price from the top. That is, they are trying to prevent the market to move more further from the resistance line. So I think that will be all for now. If anyone has any question, you can bring it up. Then we can discuss or answer you from there. If there is no question, then we close. We call it a day. Thank you. All right, then. Thank you for your time and thank you for joining us for today's meeting. Have a nice day and a successful trading. Bye bye for now.